Even in my darkness, the sunshine. Even after midnight, the sunrise. Even when I'm down, I'ma get mine, get mine. The sun will shine again. The sun will shine again. The sun will shine again.
What is up, fam? This your boy Randy with another exciting episode of the On Edge podcast. And today we have a very special guest in the building. We have Renaissance Jones.
Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing today?
I like that, Paul. He just looked at me. Hello, everyone. Make sure you sound white. No, I'm joking. So, so first of all, let's talk about what you do. Tell us what you do and why you do it.
Well, I am a filmmaker, director, and actor. Pretty much straightforward. I do it because it's in me to do. I've loved movies since I was a little kid. Really never knew I had the capability to make any of them or even be in them. Thought you had to be in Hollywood, and I was like, from the DMV, DC, Maryland, Virginia area for everybody. Didn't really see anybody making films out there, so thought that, I'm not in Hollywood, I'll never do it, but I always loved films. And grew up and started to see that people were actually making films, and I was like, I can get into this. So got into it, dove head first, been doing it for the last going on 7 years now.
Nice. Yeah, it's been about 7 years.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. That's how long I've been doing it. So what have you done so far in your 7-year journey as a director, actor, producer, filmmaker?
For as far as the filmmaking process goes, a lot of shorts. I really wanted to get the kinks out, if you will, before I tried to do a feature, because I feel like first impressions are very, very important. And I didn't want to just create anything that I wasn't ready for and then put it out. And then, people might be like, oh, he's trash. Then it might take a while for those people to come back. So I feel first impressions are everything. So just a lot of shorts, a couple web series, some things that would never see the light of day. And as far as acting wise, I have been in some independent features, web series. I actually am in a movie right now that's on Amazon Prime called The 100 Love Letters to Black Women, and I will be on TV One next year. Short role called A Polished Soul from Mike Anderson's life story.
Dope. So let's talk about. I'm gonna shift gears. So are you with an agency right now?
No, sir.
So let's talk about how you're getting these roles without being in an agency. Because I know a lot of actors now, they're in agencies, and that's how they get their work. So you're basically an independent actor now. So how are you going about getting these roles independently?
Honestly, a lot of the roles I've gotten independently have been nepotism. There's a lot of nepotism in this business. Nothing wrong with that. I understand it. Because I know a few roles, somebody backed out. Actually, I'll tell you this one story about Alien Savior by Michael Boy. So somebody backed out. A good friend of mine said, hey, Jones is pretty good. So he said, okay, we'll call him in or whatever. So I was only supposed to be in one scene. That one scene is actually 5 minutes. And the person before me that was acting, I'm not saying no names, but they took about 5 hours to do their 3-minute scene. I was sleeping in the chair, had the fang still in. It's a vampire movie. Had the fang still in. I had woken up like, hey, we're ready for you. It's now 3:30 in the morning.
Wow.
I was supposed to film around, like I said, 10 or something, but the guy just kept messing up. So I come in there, and the thing about Michael is he's a director who knows what he wants.
Yeah.
He's gonna tell you what he wants, do what he wants.
Definitely.
So I go in there, and he told me one time, and him and his assistant director and other producer, I did exactly what he wanted, exactly how he wanted to do it, and their eyes lit up, and they were like, we're gonna write you more scenes. So I actually got a bigger role because I came in and did what I did. And that's happened to a lot of other projects too. I come in from nepotism, I kill the role, and then they're like, yo, I want to put you in this, I want to put you in that. So a lot of my roles recently have been nepotism, but right now I am in acting classes, acting for the camera, and one of the things they're teaching us is auditioning, because I think I put it on Facebook a couple weeks ago. I said, I think I suck at auditioning. I mean, once you give me the character and I can really just dive into it, I'm good. But auditioning, I'm always like, how do I play this? What do they want? You know. And so I started acting classes. That's why I haven't been taking any roles, nothing like that, because I want to come back on the scene a lot stronger. Because people think I'm already a good actor, but I want to come back and be like, man, Jones really upped his game.
Because I've had directors for features that I shot said I was going to cast Jones, but I thought he was too good and he cost too much. But yeah. So let's talk about I know you got a few features that you're working on this year in 2020. So if you want to talk more about it, you can. I don't know how much information you can give the audience. So if you want to talk about both of them, you can. If you want to talk about one of them, that's cool.
I'll talk about all of them. So
Okay.
this year we started shooting our first feature called The Anniversary. Now, I learned a lot because I understand now I am not in Hollywood right now. I do not
Yeah.
have millions of dollars of budget. So
And it's hard when you're independent filmmaker.
so I can't take that much time off. So we shot the first few scenes, took some time off, and then it started to become rain and different elements that were messing us up because, as you know, a lot of the movie takes place outside. And then by the time we were ready again, the weather changed.
Yeah.
And continuity, we're like, okay, we'll just wait till next year when it heats up a little bit more, where it looks like it was, and we'll finish the movie. But before that, in April, there is a great movie that I wrote. I think is my best writing. It's called Echo Chamber. So I don't really want to give too much information, but I will say the name is basically what it's all about, even the undertones of it. So on the surface, you might not see that it's about echo chamber, but if for people who don't know what an echo chamber is, it is basically hanging out or only being around people who basically echo what you're saying. So if you are,
I didn't know what it was.
so let's say you're a hard-nosed Republican conservative. You're not watching NBC, nothing like that. So everything the Democrats say is wrong. Everything the Republicans say is right. And you find no fault in your party. Same with Democrats who are strictly, oh, I'm blocking you if you like Trump or blah, blah, or whatever.
Oh, yeah.
You just want to basically hear yourself talk. There's no, and I feel and this is why I made the movie, because I feel like that's a dangerous precedent we're setting to where back in the day, we can be in the same room, not have the same views, not have the same religion, and actually have a conversation. And nobody's offended, nothing like that. These snowflakes out here, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I like to take real life issues and make something creative and exciting that people can watch and enjoy. But underneath everything I've made, there's always a deeper issue.
So I feel like Jordan Peele, he's one of my favorite directors now because a lot of his movies are a lot of ideas, a lot of the type of movies he make were the type of movies that we talked about before he even made his first film, Get Out.
Definitely.
So a lot of our films were on that same road, but it was more so in the sci-fi action realm with that same kind of message. That's why I like Jordan Peele. So let's elaborate on Jordan Peele for a second.
Definitely. Jordan Peele, first of all, he's amazing. And like you said, a lot of the stuff he's doing, because like I tell a lot of people, when you watch our short films or whatever, they're not set in this reality because we always have something different going on. Like Empathy, we reversed it where the white people were the black people, and people were like, none of our
America, New America.
None of our films are actually set in this universe. And we do that so we can do the sci-fi and change the rules and everything like that. And Jordan Peele is doing amazing job. Get Out was awesome. Us was
it was trippy.
and that's what I loved about it, because even though it was trippy, and we talked when we first created our thing together, it was like, you like anime, I like anime, we like different stuff. And the stereotype is that, black people only want this type of film. But like I explained to you and the rest of the people who came on, when you look at the Star Wars conventions, I've been to Comic-Con conventions or whatever. There's a lot of people of color in these spaces, but not a lot of people of color creative-wise making things for people in these spaces. So I think Jordan Peele really tapped into that and also showed us what is possible as far as what we can do.
So what I noticed when I was doing film in Charlotte, when I first started doing filmmaking, and I got connected with the filmmaker circle, small circle, but I noticed a lot of us, we make a lot of gangster movies or Tyler Perry style movies. There's nothing wrong with that, but we don't have a lot of sci-fi black movies. We don't have a lot of Jordan Peele style movies with black people, and I think Black Panther really opened up a way for black people to really get into superhero roles and stuff. Well, it started with Blade, but everyone forgot about Blade apparently because they say Black Panther was the first superhero movie when really Blade was. Blade actually saved Marvel because Marvel was going bankrupt and they made Blade, and Blade put Marvel back on the map. Anyway, that's another episode down the line maybe, but a lot of us, we don't do sci-fi movies. Maybe because sci-fi movies are kind of hard because you got to do visual effects, special effects, and stuff like that. But I was gonna say,
I personally think they're scared to do them.
Yeah,
I'm be honest, because remember when I first with the Rogue Infantry and Siege or whatever. I don't know if you know this or not, but I actually didn't think we were good enough at the time to do it, and so I actually tried to pitch it to different directors out here. And all of them said, no, I don't want to do superhero stuff.
Now they want to do superhero stuff.
It's funny because some of those same ones we pitched it to have done superhero stuff, and you're like, oh, okay. But that's after the Black Panther thing. And I like I said, I feel like a lot of people are scared to do it because I think a lot of people think differently. But when they look at their friends or look around, they're like, oh, they like regular stuff. So, okay, I'm just going to stick to this program right here instead of going outside of their echo chamber and box and saying, hey, you know, because that's why I'm in a lot of the black nerd groups or black anime groups or black comic groups because I'm into that stuff. So when we make our films or whatever, I definitely drop my stuff in there, just like the artists drop their drawings and comic books and stuff to say, hey guys, blah blah whatever. You know, so I think people just need to stop being scared and look outside of their friends and stuff like that. Because a lot of my friends, I'll be honest, they our friends like different stuff, but there are some who are strictly on that hood movie or blah, blah, or whatever. That's cool, but that ain't what I want to make just for y'all. I want to make something where, you know,
everyone can benefit from.
Yeah, and stuff that I like, you know what I mean?
Because I don't watch hood movies. I used to get made fun of because I didn't watch quote unquote black movies. I mean, that's not my speed. I grew up watching nothing but superheroes and anime. That's all I care about.
and I'll say this too: at times they can be very detrimental, and I say that to the psyche because what's his name? D.L. Hughley said something on his radio show one day that really resonated with me when he said when he was growing up, when Scarface came out, the neighborhood changed because everybody wanted to be Scarface. And looking back, I can see that as well too, because when I was coming up, you know, you had your people who hung out, you know what I mean, and did certain things or whatever. And I remember being in Virginia, and when the clips came out, that's just music, clips came out, everybody wanted to be hard all of a sudden. And it was like, what? And then I remember Paid in Full came out. Everybody wanted to start selling. And it was just like, you know, sometimes they can be detrimental, I feel, mentally if you're not ready to see certain things. You know what I mean? Like, like I said, I know I'm probably going to get flack about that. Like, oh, he said, but it's the real life. Like, people saw Paid in Full, and people were like, oh, I want to be gangster now. People saw American Gangster, oh, I want to be gangster now. But people got to understand, this is different times. Back in
now we have Queen and Slim. I haven't seen that yet.
Queen and Slim is an amazing film. But nowadays, they have, like, there's cameras. Like, crime doesn't pay kids. Nowadays, there's cameras everywhere. You're basically snitching on yourself, putting your crimes. Like, I see this all the time, and it's like, do you want to go to jail? When I was coming up, you didn't want to go to jail. If you had to, you knew what it was, but you weren't trying to consciously snitch on yourself, you know? So I just feel like some of these movies, sometimes there need to be maybe a stronger message. Sometimes switch it up, you know? Doesn't have to be all hood things. Sometimes it can be a cautionary tale.
Why don't you do the hood on a different planet or something? I don't know, like merge aliens in the hood or something. I don't know.
And let me say this. I do like hood movies, but at the same time, I like smart hood movies, you know, or smart shows.
Why is it that every time we have an alien invasion, they go to a major city or they go to cornfields? Won't a spaceship land in the middle of the hood and see what happens? What would hood people do if a spaceship land? I know for a fact we won't go exploring.
Did you see the movie Attack the Block
No.
with John Boyega? That actually is the premise. They're in a London hood, but they're still in the hood. Yeah.
But that's interesting. So I'm asking Director Jones this question. So what makes an actor good? Like your ideal actor to work with, as far as if you're directing an actor, what is your ideal actor
Somebody
or actress, whatever?
I would say somebody who not only embodies the character but understands the character. In this business, especially as an actor, even director, you got to understand that there are no good or bad characters. It's just life happens. Just like we'll take John Q for instance. On paper, if you just see his news report come up, man goes to hospital, blah blah, you're gonna think, oh, this is a bad guy. But his story told, he's not a bad guy. He's just trying to save his son or whatever, if you will, and you might root for that, but the law says he can't do that. So there's not a thing of, oh, this person is bad, this person is good, because everybody has those dual personalities in them. Like you could love your wife, you know what I mean, but in the same breath, the next day you can murder a man, because you went off your rocker. So we all have those. We all have evil inside of us. We all have good inside of us. So just somebody who embodies the character and understands what the characters come from, and somebody who takes their ego out of it. And I know that's from personal experience, because when I started acting, I would read the script and I'd be like, man, I ain't doing that. He a punk. But I'm an actor, so you gotta take that out of it.
You're not the punk. The character's the punk.
And you have to be who the character is, And also, an actor who does not look like they're acting. I feel like that is the most. When you're watching somebody and you can see them and it looks like they're acting, if you can tell a person's acting, it's not good acting.
Or they sound like they're reading lines.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
I hate that. So now I'm asking the actor Jones a question. In your opinion, what is the ideal director to work with?
Ideal director to work with is somebody who is flexible, because they have to manage a bunch of different personalities. Somebody who you can ask questions to, and I like my directors to know what they want or have an idea. You don't necessarily have to have an idea, because I know some Hollywood directors, like my favorite director, Christopher Nolan. There was a thing where I forgot what actor was asking him. He was like, I was thinking about playing him like this. What do you think? And they said, Christopher Nolan said, I don't know. I think that's a good idea. So they're not always going to know what they want. Sometimes you have to bring it. But I would like for my director at least to know a general consensus. Not somebody who is changing up every 5 seconds. Because if you're changing up, because I've been on those sets, if you're changing up every 5 seconds to your actor or the character, you're throwing that actor off. You're throwing me off. Oh, I want you to do this. Next take. You know what, but what do you want,
You
sir?
got to stay committed to what you want.
What do you want, sir, man? Because when I'm in character, I'm going to give you what you want, and you're throwing me off, So somebody who knows what they want.
What I don't like is when the director acts out the scene and then want the actor to replicate what they did, how they said it. But you got to understand, everyone's different. Everyone can't say it the way you said it. Everyone can't move the way you moved. So you're telling someone, I want you to make this type of face, or I want you to do this with your mouth exactly the way I do. You're throwing the actor off, because at the end of the day, the actor isn't acting anymore. They're just replicating what you did. So then it's not acting, and then the project sucks because of you.
Definitely.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, like you said, people are definitely different. Like somebody could be told, hey, your parent just died. This person over here might just bawl crying. This person might be numb. I know when my father died, that whole week, a lot of people was like, man, you strong because I wasn't crying, but I was numb. You know what I mean? Versus somebody else I've known who cried the whole week, So everybody's different. Everybody processes emotions different. So I agree with that. You can't direct a person to, oh, I need you to walk like this, blah, blah, because now you got that actor in their head, okay, I need to be exactly like this, and now it's robotic,
I'm the kind of director where I let the actor direct themselves. I don't manipulate them, but I make them feel like they came up with the idea when I just, what's the word? When I fed it to them. I was feeding them what I wanted, but they felt like they were doing it.
I think manipulation is a great tool.
Yeah.
A great tool. I know on I forgot what set. One of the girls she won an Oscar for. It was an old movie or whatever, and they said that the director's thing was he told her basically nobody on set likes you because they had I think the producer or whatever, they had wanted somebody else to get the part, but she got the part. So he put that in her head, and her character in the movie, nobody likes her. So she was already in her head like, really like he told her nobody likes, not your character, but you. So she's already, as a person, saying, damn, don't nobody like me. And then she goes to the scene, and she already has that mindset. And then afterwards, he said, oh, no, blah, blah, or whatever. You know, and she might have felt away, but it gave her that performance. So I think manipulation is very good. I like to talk to a lot of my actors beforehand and just give them certain things. Hey, get in the mindset of this, or this person, blah, blah, or whatever. I think manipulation adds to the scene and the character.
Yep, like if it was, I forgot the movie too, but we was talking about it in film school where it was a director, and I want to say it's not Scorsese, it's one of them. I can't remember which one it was. It was Quentin Tarantino, one of them. It was a movie where the actress wasn't giving out the emotion she was supposed to give out. So he yelled cut, he called a 15-minute break, and he told some gaffers to go on the little riser to fix lights and talk about how, hey, did you hear about so-and-so's husband? He just died in a car crash. But he didn't die. They lied about it. So when they came back on set and he yelled action, that's when he got the emotion that he wanted her to have. So
hey,
then that really, like, that backfired though. But hey, you got the movie done and it was dope. But you could go too far.
He did. I was gonna say that was too far, but yeah,
that's going too far. But like, I tell people, like, I try to ask them, like, say if they're playing a role where you got cheated on before. Everyone's got cheated on before. So I talk to say, hey, go back. How did you feel when your husband or your fiance, your boyfriend, whatever, how did you feel when he cheated on you? And then I say, just sit there for a minute and marinate on that. It sucks, but you got to go. You're an actor. You're an actress. You have to embody that emotion.
I definitely believe basically getting to know your actor as well can help you to put them in certain mindsets. I had a actor's workshop probably like 4 years ago, and one of the females, so we write little scenarios, put it in a hat. She picked it up. So her scenario was she hit somebody with a car, and it was either she was going to drive off or she was going to call the cops. Now, her first take on it, when she got out, there was no fear in her eyes. So I said, cut. I said, okay, let me ask you a question, because it's the first time meeting her. I said, growing up as a kid, what really, really scared you? And she said, if I came home late, because I know my mom would be sitting up. I said, okay, this is what we're going to do. This right here where the person got hit, that's your mom sitting in a chair. You just got home. It's 3 a.m. You're 16. We did the next take. We did the next take, and when I say she showed genuine fear in her eyes when she looked right here. So I just feel like knowing a little bit about your actors, you can pull from, oh, remember you told me this happened as a kid? This is what I need. You know what I mean? To make it a lot easier and more personable to them versus them trying to think up something out of the blue that they've never experienced.
But yeah, I don't have any more questions. Do you have anything else you want to tell the people? The good old people out there listening to the podcast?
No, just make sure you guys subscribe to my man, Randy, On Edge Podcast. Make sure you catch up with us. Ghost. How's Ghost coming?
It's coming.
Do we have a date for it yet?
No.
I had to put you on the spot. Yeah, tell him to get Ghost done. And yeah, that's it, man. Just keep watching out for us. We about to do some big things in 2020.
And if you're on YouTube, you know what to do. Hit the subscribe button, leave a comment if you are interested on being on the podcast. If you have an interesting story or some really good advice for a creative entrepreneur, hit me up. I will love to talk to you. And peace.
We'll shine.